We've talked several times on this channel about different lighting devices, different flashlights a lot of times. And so far, of all the ones that I've tried, the NiteCore are the hardest core ones that I've seen. From the incredible battery life to the rugged, durable design, great heat dissipation, and just brightness overall, and ability to focus and use different settings. There is so much customization there that these flashlights are going to be my go-to every time. Recently, they've just come out with another one that is going to be on the website, and this is the P17iX. In my test, I found that this is a great tactical flashlight, and I'm recording this after I've done all the testing and everything, so stay tuned for the whole review on this. I go in deep on the features, show you all the accessories that come with it, and this one has quite a few in the box here. And not only that, but we're going to test it at night. So as you can see, I've tested a number of different NiteCore flashlights here on this channel. We've got the EX7, which is the original tactical flashlight that they sent me. So this is my go-to. I keep this in my car, so whenever I need to work under the hood, I can magnetize this under the hood and see things underneath there. I love this flashlight. I've been using the crap out of it. I love that it is rechargeable. Some people don't like USB rechargeable flashlights, but there's a great feature coming on the 17iX that I'll show you here that makes that a easy thing to get around. This thing has seen some pocket durability testing for sure. This is the TUP2, and this is a compact bright LED flashlight. This thing is incredible. Like, I haven't charged it in literally a month and a half now, and it's still at 95% battery. And then we've got the big baddie here. This is the MH40 Pro. This is my ranch light. This is my hunting light. This is my spotlight. This is the one where whenever I need to get out and do some serious work, this is the one that I reach for because it's got so many different ways I can use it. But today we're going to talk about this. This is a great duty tactical flashlight, and I could really see this coming in handy for, you know, something that you carry in your pocket on EDC. If you are a policeman, or if you are some kind of law enforcement on duty, this is going to be great for you. So it's got a max output of 5,000 lumens, and that is in the lumen shield mode. It's IP68 water resistant, waterproof, I should say, and waterproof up to 2 meters, impact resistant. It has a max intensity of 27,225 candela. At a max distance of 330 meters, and it is focusable. So you can have it in spotlight mode where it's shining a focused beam, or you can have it in a floodlight mode where it's covering a whole area here. I love how they do that. Previously, that's been something that's really only available on, you know, the incandescent bulb flashlights, or you have to twist the end of the flashlight in order to get that. But with these, you can do that just with the press of a button. So we've got the flashlight here, and we're going to test it out now. So let's start it off. So we've got this on the lowest mode here. Again, this is 15 lumens. I'm trying to get this to camera to see it basically the same way I would. It's about at ISO 128,000 right now. It's very dimly lit. This is good for, like, you know, going indoors where you don't want to wake people up. You're scouting the house at night or something like that, and you don't want to really wake everybody up. I would use this, but let's move on from that quickly, because more useful mode is going to be the second one here. So this is going to be a little bit brighter. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus here. Okay. All right, so brightness setting 2 here, a little bit brighter. You can see it's got a little bit more intensity to it. Brightness level 3 here. Now this is pretty good. This is probably like the far trees way over there where this is shining right now is probably 60 yards away or so, and with the naked eye here I can see this really well. No issues or whatever. That good intensity on here. Bump it up to the next level. There's level 4. Now this is incredibly bright. This is not quite as bright, I think, as the last one we used, I think the EX7, but it's also very good. Nice intensity. You can see the lights up the trees very well, and about 70 yards away, or sorry, about 60 yards away or so that is. Nice and well lit up, no problems there. Sorry, I keep saying different numbers. I think that's about 40 yards away. I'll put something up on the screen right now, you know, somewhere up here so you can see how far away it is. But anyways, it's nice and well lit up. I can see everything here. So field of view, you can see if I turn it this way, you can see where the field of view ends there. If I turn it this way, it's got a nice field of view. I'm going to guess it's about 45 degrees to my left and about 45 degrees to my right. So I think it's about a 90 to 100 degree field of view here. So from the back button here, I can switch the intensity here. So I can go from a nice bright level 4 there all the way to a level 2 just by tapping the back button on the back of the flashlight there. Okay, so I can kind of go dim, and if suddenly I need it to get bright, boom, tap that button and it's going to be bright. If I want to switch individually through the modes, that's where I'm going to push the button on the front here, and I can go from one mode to the next, step through it. And let's see, if I go from here, let's say we're at 1, and I push the button, it goes on and off. If I double tap it, the back button, it goes straight to level 4. So it gives you some control through the buttons here to do different things. It is a little bit of a learning curve to know what you want to do and how to do it, but it works really well. Next over here, we're going to talk about the little tactical button on the back. So this is right next to the normal back button. It's kind of at an angle. So if I'm holding this, I don't know if you can see this, but if I'm holding this with this kind of grip, that is going to be where I'm going to use that button. Now this is where I get lumen shield. This flashlight does put out a lot of intensity, like it is very bright, puts out a lot of heat as well. But again, as you've seen in my other videos, which I'll do a quick test on this a little bit, heat on the flashlight is not necessarily a bad thing. It does make it hard to hold in the hand by the tip, but I don't hold it back there anyway. I'll hold it at the front anyways. I hold it at the back of the flashlight. But the heat you feel on the outside means that it's doing its job. It's keeping the electronics inside as cool as possible. So if it were just to stay cool in here or insulate that heat, that means the electronics are going to heat up really fast and it's going to shut down much quicker. So by being able to radiate that heat outwards, makes it to where it's going to keep the electronics cooler for longer and dump that heat there. So let's see, let's test the back button out. There we go, the lumen shield here. There we go. So this is as bright a setting. This is intense. You could probably see in comparison, I'll put up some comparison shots at the end here. You can see this is entirely brighter than I need it, even for this area. So it's pretty much pitch black out here. But when I hold that down, it is intense, very bright, got everything lit up. I can see the little eyes of spiders all the way through there. It does have a temporary, you see how it automatically drops in intensity. So it's also intelligently managing the heat of the flashlight and the battery. So you won't need that for very long, but once it hits a certain threshold, it will kick it off. Now, if I fully press that back button in, you can see it goes into strobe mode. And this is like, hey, I need to be found, yada, yada. So that strobe mode there basically is kind of a nice way to get located if you need to, or if you've got an intruder in the house and you need to blind them, great way to do it. So half press, lumen shield, full press, strobe. And you can see it'll start that strobe and lumen shield, and then it'll lower it as it gets, you know, to where it's like at that threshold. So it's putting out some heat right now. It's definitely throwing out some heat. Hey guys, I'm back out here, me from the future recording. I just wanted to show you real quick another feature I didn't mention before, and that is the set button here. And this is how you change the type of light that is shown out of it, whether it's the spotlight, the mixed light, or the floodlight. So if I just push and hold that button, you can see now it's in spotlight mode. So we can get a nice spot on whatever we're looking at. Okay, and then I've got the mixed light mode, so it's got the spotlight in the middle there, and then the floodlight surrounding it. And then if I push it again, now I've got the floodlight mode, so it's kind of more in the middle. So I'm holding this out in front of me. That's the flashlight in my arm right there. So starting at floodlight, spotlight, mixed light. Okay. Floodlight, spotlight, mixed light. Cool. Real quick, I just wanted to show you a quick comparison about talking about the DUV of these flashlights here. So basically, what is DUV? The DUV, or delta UV, is basically a measurement of white flashlight beam or light beam and how close that beam comes to being pure white on the spectrum. So with the over here we have the P17iX, and over here we've just got a Walmart flashlight. And you can see, it's kind of hard to see here. I got a black background here. It's a little bit harder to see. But you can see on the cheaper flashlight, as I bring it up, and you see this kind of at an angle here, you can kind of see that it almost has a green hue to it. It's a lot more, you can see it really good right there. So it's almost got a green hue to the light there. It's not really a pure white. Now with these matrix LEDs on the P17X, you can see that it is a much warmer, it comes a lot closer to a pure white beam. So this is a nice pure warm white beam versus a more greenish hue on this. It kind of disappears a little bit at higher intensities. It gets a little bit better at higher intensities, but at a lower intensity, you can really see that kind of green cast that you get from the other flashlights. So this, like I say, it has a much better DUV on the P17X than most other flashlights, where basically the light is going to be a more pure white, which makes it a lot easier to see in the dark, in my opinion. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going to check this out. So here is the flashlight itself. You want to see something really cool with this FLIR camera? You can see my hand there. You can literally see the heat left behind on this post by me. So anyways, we're going to check this out. So right now the flashlight itself is at 85 degrees. So it's about that right now outside. So it's a little bit more if I look over here. See, it's right around 80 degrees outside. There's a tree that's not too far from me, 81 or so. So it's just lightly warmer than the outside temperature. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on lumen shield mode. And we're going to see how it heats up. Okay, I'm going to turn it the right way. I'm doing this blind. It's pitch black right now. So, all right, here we're going to go on with lumen shield, and we're going to see how long it takes to heat up. So right now we're going lumen shield. You can see it's building up heat. It's already at 100 degrees. Oh, and it shuts off. Excuse me. So it's at the next brightest setting here. So it's at basically level 4. Okay. See the heat climbing, and this right here, this is being recorded right at the actual sensor. Okay, so it's shining up into these trees up here. This is being recorded right at, or sorry, it's being recorded not at the sensor, it's being recorded right at look at the bugs out here are crazy. This is being recorded right at the actual LED electronics and everything right here. It's been right about a minute here, so it's at 115, 116 degrees. Okay, let's look right down the lens. Okay, let's look at the temperature. So coming like straight down the lens, it's actually much cooler. Okay, so the actual LEDs themselves are heating up, but not nearly as fast as the rest of it. So basically the flashlight's radiating that heat. We're at 121 degrees or so now. It's radiating that heat outward, and that way it is keeping the electronics as cool as possible. Okay, so again, 121, 122, 123 degrees. We're at like 2 minutes here, and this is at level 4 now. We use lumen shield as long as we could, and then it kicked down to level 4, and this was not on a full charge here. We started at about 80 something degrees. I'll put that up here, but yeah, now it's up to 125. Give it a little bit longer. Okay, so it seems like it's peaked out right at about 128. It's not really climbing any further from there. It's like barely going up really slow. So again, it's radiating that heat outward enough that it's keeping the electronics cool, and it's kind of hit a peak right here now, and it's still running at level 4. It has not dropped at all. So let's let it off. Put it on this. I just like playing with this FLIR thing. It's so much fun. Look at that, you can see where it was sitting there. Okay, so let's time how long it takes to cool down now. Okay, it's been about 15 seconds. You can see it's dropping quite significantly here. It's like 10 degrees in 15 seconds or so. And again, This is showing the rate of cooling. So again, it's showing the efficiency of it at dropping heat to protect the electronics. Also, dropping heat is going to also make sure that the battery life is longer, right? Because the more you heat the battery up, the lower efficiency the battery is. Like I say, it's going to be efficient for a while, but then, like I say, it starts actually degrading the life of the battery. So if you talk about like fast charging phones and such, a lot of people complain about fast charging phones and the battery life. Up until recently, until they had the copper conduction cooling systems in those phone batteries, they suffered life. The life of the battery would not be very good. But nowadays, like I said, with these more better cooling systems here, like this flashlight has, it's going to be a lot better. All right, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show a time at the top of the screen and how long it's taken it to cool down. But right now we're down at 110 degrees. And so basically it has cooled down. It's dropped 10, 12 degrees or so or more in just like about a minute or so, which is not bad. Let me pick it up and just get it away from this and make sure it's still accurately reading. About 109. So it's cooling down nice and quick. You can see that looking down the lens. So it's actually reflecting the heat forward. About 108, 107, it's dropping a little bit. But great thermal properties of this flashlight. Again, I can feel that right there. I'm touching it. It is nice and warm, but it's not so hot that I can't hold it. Like I've got my hand around it. And yeah, I mean, honestly, on a cold night, that'll keep you warm. All right, so here's the box, P17iX. Great box. We're going to go ahead and open it up, though. I have already opened this and tested it, but I am going to reopen it so you can see how it comes. So basically, once you open the box, lay it down on its side because this slides out here. You've got your manual, okay? Shows you how to, the basic start guide, which I love to, because these things have a lot of buttons on them. You can see button, switch, charging port, button. So they combine a lot of these features into one button. So you can see right here is a quick start guide. We've got the tail button, the engage button, the set button, and basically it shows you the tactical grip or duty grip here. But basically it shows you with the half press of which button, a full press, short press, how to operate the flashlight. And with just a few buttons on there, which is good because it keeps it simple, it's definitely good to read through that. Here's real quick, I want to go through the technical data. This is what this second booklet is here. Real fast, this is what it is. So I'm going to put this information up on the screen, and I'll put this up here so you can see it and you can kind of get a review of this. But basically, in the floodlight mode, or pretty much every mode here across the board, whether it's using the rechargeable battery or it's using two CR123 batteries, the power is essentially very close to the same. So the only thing that's a little bit different is the lumen shield with the two CR123 batteries is only 1,000 lumens instead of 5,000. So you're getting a little less power there, 1,000 either for search or the lumen shield. But over here on the rechargeable battery, you're getting 5,000 lumens from the lumen shield, and the search, you're getting 2,500 lumens. But the floodlight on the 4 modes here, you've got low, medium, high, and turbo. So turbo is 1,500 lumens, high is 400, medium is 80, low is 15. So it goes all the way down to 15. You can see the corresponding battery. So from turbo down to low, it's 1,500, 400, 80, 15. The hour, it goes 3 hours at 1,500 lumens, which is incredible. With the lumen shield of 5,000 lumens, you only get a few minutes of that before it will automatically go down to the next highest mode. I believe it's going to be turbo. On the mixed light, which again is where you've got basically a mix between the floodlight and the spotlight, it's the same numbers here. Spotlight mode, it's same numbers here. So I love that it's consistent. I don't have to worry about doing math in my head on how long this thing's going to last. We're going to open this up. We've got the clip here, nicely packaged here. So I've got comes with a separate O-ring. Again, I love how they take this very seriously. They take the safety and the durability of the flashlight very seriously. So got a little clip here that just clips on. I'm definitely going to run that because I like to clip these onto things. And again, I love their clips because they're double-sided. I can put it in my pocket this way, and it's going to slide up underneath here, or I can put it in my pocket this way, however I want it, however it makes sense for my use for this thing. All right, but we got more in here, so let's keep going. There's a warranty registration card. They do give you a warranty on this, and I'll put that up on screen here, what that is. Here is the adapter. So again, two CR123 batteries go in here, and this slides into the flashlight. Then we have the charging cable, and this is a thing of beauty to me. We've also got the obvious clip here, right? This is like a tactical holster for it. But this right here, this charging cable and lanyard all in one. So basically what it is it's got a plastic piece here, which is very snugly on there, okay? So that slides off. Then this pops off here, or this pops out of here. There we go. So basically once this is open, I've got a charging cable, a little short USB charging cable. As USB-C to USB-C, and this is going to allow me to charge this thing up on the go. Putting it back inside is really easy. Just clips in right there. I'll make sure I orient my cord in the right way here so it's not twisted. Put that there. And the only thing that's tiny, a little bit finicky about this is just getting this little hole through there. Gotta thread the needle per se, but once it's on, hold that together, and that clips right in. And again, this is now your lanyard, and you can attach this to the flashlight however you want to. For temporary sake, I'm just going to do that. They do have a hole on either side here so you can attach this lanyard to it. So now we're going to talk about the holster here. This is just a simple rigid plastic holder with a nice durable clip on it, and this will basically allow you to set this inside your belt loop. I'll test this later. I'm going to put this on and I'm going to go for a quick run, and we're going to see how well it holds up on the clip. So because if you're an officer and you're in the field and you start running, you want to make sure this thing isn't coming off there. And you can hear it. It is not coming out of there. Like the boast I had where I was shaking it this way is it kind of slid up just a hair. There we go. But now it's like locked in. So let's talk about the flashlight itself. And I don't have to remember this right here. I got the buttons, my button guide. Let's check this out. Okay, so again, we've got 3 buttons. We've got this one right here is shows the, this is set button, and on the sides of it, it shows the output level and it shows the battery. So if I touch that, it turns it on like the lowest mode here. And so I can see it's kind of hard to see in the daytime here. That would be nice if they were a little bit brighter, but I can see it just fine. I don't know how it's showing up on camera, but that shows my output level, and then it shows the battery. So I need to charge this. I've been using it and testing it, but have not charged it yet. So again, this is a nice bright flashlight. Even in the daytime, that's making a good beam there. So it's got a strike bezel on it. So if you were to strike glass with that, I would be willing to bet that it would shatter the glass. But not only that, it also works as a self-defense tool right there too. So if you can't reach your gun, you can't reach your pistol, you can't reach your knife, but you do have this on in your hand right now, again, you could use that and you could defend yourself with it or get yourself out of a sticky situation. All right, so talk about the end of it here. So we've got, first of all, I haven't mentioned this yet, but it has a lock on it, which is super nice because if you're in the holster and you don't want this thing turning on while it's in the holster while you're grabbing it, it will not turn on now with that lock on. But while I'm drawing it, I can flip that switch, and now all the buttons work. Okay. So I do have a tail button here. Okay, that turns the flashlight on and off. Then I've also got the engage button here. Now the engage button does 2 things. If I just hold it and I push it, I half push it, there's a definite, like, I could see like the reaction whenever it comes on. And so that is the engage button there. So if I push it halfway, then it's going to turn it on in the lumen shield mode. And if I push it all the way in, then that's going to do the strobe. So if you are trying to disorientate somebody, or you need to grab somebody's attention, you can push and hold that and it will strobe in the lumen shield mode. So very cool there. The charging port is over here on the side. See right there. And I like how it's a little hinged thing here. It's very durable. Some of them have rubber, and I haven't had that a problem on the NiteCore, but on some flashlights I've had an issue where the little rubber piece will come out and it'll be like half hanging open. But this one, I don't know if it's magnetic, but that little hinge there, it actually snaps it shut. And if I just rub this, you can see I'm not catching that. I'm not breaking it off. But if I intentionally put my nail under there and flip it open, I can get to that charging port. Okay. And again, even though it's not a rubberized port there, this is IP68 water resistant. So waterproof up to 2 meters in submersion of water. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and appreciate your time. And as always, keep defying the odds.